Today, I just want to do a quick video on state hooks. We're going to be talking about useState here today, so I'm just going to briefly rush through it, and I'm going to create a simple application that when you click, you just update the state of the count from maybe 0 to 1 and all that. So we're going to do that right now, and it's pretty much simple. And I'm going to tell you some conditions and some rules that you need to follow when you're working with state management and when you're using React hooks. There are some rules that React already stated that you need to follow when you're stating your hooks. One of the rules are when you're declaring your hooks, only declare them inside of a function. Hooks only work with function components, they don't work with class components. And also, don't declare your hooks inside a loop, inside a condition, or inside the nested function. It's not going to work. You're going to break the rules, and everything your application is going to crash. So also, we need to know why do we have to use React? Basically, I've been asked this question that why do you use React? Why don't you just stick to your normal JavaScript and CSS and HTML? But I always tell people that React is a powerful tool, it's a powerful framework. It's very powerful to the point that it makes your application so much easier. It gives you that component-based application that you can actually reuse these components in your application. You don't have to just recreate elements in your app. Just one component can feed you and can help you with your layout, with your user interface and all that. It also helps with the state management, with also dynamic composition. It helps with single page application. It helps with the unidirectional flow, data flow. All these things you can find all these benefits on React websites. Go there, read about it, and see what it is. You see the reasons why you should use React. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying React is all that matters. I mean, there's some applications that you don't even need to use React because maybe they're not simple applications. But if you're dealing with a big application that you need to manage the state, you need to dynamically change things on the application. I mean, the best thing to do is just to use React and use the functional component React, and it gives you the best experience whatsoever. So let's start now. Okay, so let's set it to our desktop now. Create this, write this code, this command rather, and it create our first React application. We'll name it my app. So when we run this code, it generates a new application for us. When you write a function, take for instance, you already written a function in class component, but you need a state. You need to add a state to it. Now the fact that you can add a state, you can use hooks with class component. You will have to convert your class component to a functional component. Why don't you just start using a functional component rather? Let's set it to and let's open it in our VS Code. So now we are here. So let's start this project. So we're going to do some cleanup first. Let's change this thing so that we can have a title that says what we want to do. So I'm going to say I'm going to give a condition to this button that when I click this button, I want something to happen. And this is what I'm going to set to it. I'm just going to simply say, when I click you, I want you to change the state of my counts. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here, say on click. We're going to use on click events. I'm going to say this is what we want you to do, and we're going to use an inline function here. I'm using an arrow function here. Since we are only returning a line of code, so we don't need to use the curly bracket here. So we're just going to say set count to count plus 1. So now let's see if it's going to work. So if I click here, you see initially when I declare my count to be 0, I made it a string instead of a number. And mind you, it was on purpose, just to show you that these mistakes can be made, and when it's made, it's going to spoil a lot of things. So you can see that the count, I only said count is a string from here, is a string from here. So since I already made it a string from here, it's just going to be adding 1 at the end of it, which is why you have this. But if I change this now to a number, and I save, and I said, okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you see, it keeps going. And if I want to say, okay, increase my count by 2, increase my count by 2, and I refresh my page, and I said 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You see how it keeps going? So I can just do the mathematical function here, or I can even say increase my count by not just a number, by a random number. How can I generate a random number? I can just say math dot random, and I said what will be my random number, and that is it. So if we say refresh, you see, keep adding it. But now I want to round down my random number so you can see the change. So how can I random number? So all I need to do is to say times 1, no, plus 1. Don't say times 1, say plus 1. Plus 1. So what that gives me is when it gets a random number, it adds 1 to it. So it makes it something. I'm going somewhere with this, guys. So it's not going to give me anything, 0 point anything. No, it's going to give me from 1 upwards. So now I want to make sure that my random number, I want to convert it to a whole number. So all I need to do is basically use math.flow. When I open the parentheses and I paste that other one there and I save. So now, guys, look what is going to happen. So if I click this, you see, so it's not giving me the decimal numbers anymore. You see. But and if you notice very well, it never gave me anything a 0. It's 1, 2. You see. So I can also do this. See, this code here represents just 1. It does the same thing. See, it does the same thing. So for you to check, let's do something. When we click 1, it's going to be giving us, the two numbers are going to be giving us the same thing. Just want to show you that you can actually use this expression and it's still going to give you the same value. So now let's check it. This by 1, 2, 3. We didn't do something. That's why the two things are changing, because it's the same value here. Let's set a new state now. Now look at it. 1, 2. So basically, guys, that is just how to do it. Take for instance, if you have to do this little logic and you have to use components did mount. When you mount it, you update and you now will unmount. You know, you have 3 functions now. Just 3 functions just to do this simple thing. So you see how functional component with useState, with hooks, helps you to just program very well. So if you guys see this video very informative, please press on the like button, subscribe to this channel, and we can bring new contents to you every now and then. And if you have any suggestion or any topic you want us to bring up to you, just say it in the comment and I'll work on it and I'll bring it out to you there. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.